I'm here with my boy Jeremy. We're here to present you our NBA morning shoot around for Wednesday, March 27th. If you're new to this channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This week, I watch all of our NBA, MLB, and NFL videos. If you haven't came and checked out our website here at dfscheatsheet.com, you're absolutely missing out. We have all the tools to help you compete with the pros day in and day out, including a complete optimizer, tons of content, daily Fanduel, and Draftkings cash lineups. Hey, we're truly a one-stop shop for all your DFS needs. So make sure to come check out the site here at dfscheatsheet.com. So, hey, what up, Jeremy? How you doing, bro?
Hey, bro, I just got to point one quick thing out. Since before we came on, you're telling me to stop arguing with you. I'm just going to tell you, JaVale McGee, bro, 57 points. He told me, oh, hell no, JaVale McGee's no cash game play. Too much value out there tomorrow. 57, bro, 57.
Crazy, bro. JaVale McGee, man, that's crazy. Playing like Anthony Davis right now. But yeah, man. I mean, I'm ready just to jump into some basketball and just kind of get in and get out. I mean, you got anything you want to talk about real quick about the site before we jump into this?
Let's get this video out the way, and then we'll get into what we got going on before we get off.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, I'm down with that. So real quick, before we do jump into this video, if you guys don't mind, please take a quick second, click the like button down below. Helps me out. Really, really appreciate that from you guys. And yeah, man, I mean, I'm ready to talk some basketball. So we'll jump right into it. The first game we're going to go with it's going to be the Golden State Warriors going into Memphis to face the Grizzlies. This game actually, we don't have an over-under on it yet, but Golden State is favored by 11.5.
Just one quick thing I'm going to mention about the site before we get into it because it's relevant. If you guys are trying to use the site right now and use player cards and stuff like that, and they're not popping up for everybody, just hang with us. We are pushing an update right now and about to launch version 1 of PGA, and I believe NHL is coming through as well. So the optimizer is acting a little bit funny because we're doing some updates. So with that said, let's talk about Andrew Bogut, because I really believe that Bogut, with the run he's getting right now, is definitely in play at 3.7. I mean, look, the guy's going to rotate in. Boogie Cousins is not going to continue to he's going to continue to play pretty much what he's played, like 27 to 30 minutes. And Bogut, I think, can get you 16 to 18 minutes every single night. And the dude has upside. So we know this Grizzlies team is a deplenished team, especially of bigs. With Noah's out, Ivan Rabb's in the rotation. We know they do have Valanciunas, but there's not a lot of depth there. So I definitely think that Bogut's in play. Outside of that, man, I do like Klay Thompson with the price drop. This is a Tyler Dorsey, Justin Holiday, Bruno Caboclo. As far as defenders go, I think this is a spot that Klay Thompson can get just hot, and I think he gets you at minimum 30 tomorrow with the upside of probably 45. So Klay Thompson, Andrew Bogut, those are the guys I'm liking. I don't mind Draymond at 6.8, but I think that the majority of this Warriors team is tournament plays.
Yeah, on the Grizzlies side of things, I mean, there's some guys that are definitely in play. A big piece of news is we got to wait on Mike Conley again tomorrow, kind of see what's going on with him. If he's out, it obviously gives everybody else a little bit of a boost. He's a game time decision. He's been the past couple of days, and he hasn't played. He played. He played. He sat out a game. He played. He sat out a game. So
But one of them was for rest, like load management, and then the game he just missed was because he has a thigh injury.
Yeah, for sure. So we got to wait on that news. If he's out, I'm going to go right back to the well with DeLon Wright, 6.2. He's a fair price tag if he's going to be starting at point guard for Mike Conley. So that's a big piece of news that we definitely got to wait for. Outside of that, I mean, Dorsey's prices came up. They're still decent price tags. It's crazy because every single one of these guys absolutely went off last game. I mean, they all just went absolute bonkers, and I think had 30-plus fantasy points if I'm right. All three of them. So
4.
What happened?
All 4. Caboclo had 40.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. So, hey, they all get the boost from Mike Conley, and this is another up-tempo game with the Warriors, and they're going to play the guys, I think, whether it's a blowout or not. These are all young dudes. They're giving them some run. Valanciunas has been on an absolute tear. The guy's giving you a really, really good floor right now. I think this is a game that, he can have another good game. I mean, he's got you at least 36 fantasy points of 4 straight. He has 60 fantasy point upside. I don't know if he's going to get that tomorrow against the Warriors, but I can see him get you easy 45 fantasy points. That's kind of where he's been at, pretty much, on the slow tear that he's been on. So I think you can look at him. Noah's out, so, I mean, that gives him a boost for sure. Like I said, I like Dylan Wright. It's really for me. I just got to wait and see what's going on with Conley, and then I can go from there. If Conley is in play, then Conley is a GPP play. But I'm really just gonna wait on that news and see if he's out. Then you can really definitely look at the other guys. Moving on, next game we're going to go with is going to be the Indiana Pacers going into Oklahoma City to face the Thunder. This game has a 216 over/under, and Oklahoma is favored by 6.
Look, Darren Collison's probable for this game that they're expecting to play. He's been out with the leg injury as well. So 6.6 for Collison. Not. I think that there's a lot of tournament plays in this. And again, this is a 5-game slate, so it's largely a tournament slate as it is. But I think that's kind of just where I'm at. I think if you want to plug some of these guys in tournaments, I'm okay with it. I can't tell you there's a cash game staple here in this game. There's upside with Miles Turner. There's upside with Thaddeus Young. We know that Pascal Siakam absolutely torched these guys in 2 games, one monster game. So, the power forward position, I'll say it again, it's a mismatch with Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant's more of like a stretch 3. He's not a true power forward. Thaddeus Young's a big guy, runs the baseline well, can rebound. He can also stretch the floor and knock down the 3-point shot. So I think Thaddeus Young at 6.2 is probably one of my more favorite plays on this team. I just don't think that there's a lot here for cash, but I do think if you want to get some exposure to some of these guys, and look, the over and under is only 216. 3 years ago in the NBA, that was a crazy over under to get 220, 216. That's nothing now. 216 is, it's not a big over under. The spread is 6. This game will be about, Paul George and Russell Westbrook and these guys trying to get playoff ready. I just don't see a motivated Indiana team here. I just don't.
I mean, on the Thunder side of things, you look at just the same guys that we always talk about. I mean, I think they're all very fair price. Russell Westbrook, 11.2. Paul George, 10.4. I think that's a very fair price tag for them. Grant, 5.5. Adams, man. I mean, Adams, he hasn't been doing nothing special lately. I mean, he hasn't been showing the upside, but he's still getting you 25 fantasy points, 6.3. It's not the best matchup. I think that you look at Adams, Grant, GPP, and I think you can possibly look at Westbrook and George and cash games. I think they're fair priced. Dennis Schroeder coming off the bench, 5.9. He's a guy that's going to play 28 minutes, and he occasionally has those those outbursts and get you 40 fantasy point games. Maybe he gets a couple of extra minutes if this game turns into a blowout. So hey, I like him coming off the bench. Last 2 guys I'll quickly mention, Noel and Morris are the 2 big guys that are getting consistent run off the bench, and they're both bare minimum price tags. I definitely think that you can look at them as, drop spot GPP plays with a little bit of upside. But yeah, man, that's really where I'm at with OKC. Moving on, next game we're going to go with is going to be the Portland Trail Blazers going into Chicago. We don't have an over-under yet, but we do have Portland favored by 5. We know what happened to Nurkic, so there's some good stuff you're gonna have to talk about on the Portland side. On the Chicago side, we've got a lot of injury news. We've seen all that happening today. They're on the second end of a back-to-back, so this game, a lot of talk about in this one. Let's jump into it, man.
I don't really think that there's as much to talk about as we wanted to. Is Enes Kanter a fair price at 6.5 for being a starting center? Absolutely, he is. He's been higher than 6.5 coming off the bench this year with the Knicks, so it's a fair price, but it's a huge price increase. I'm a little disappointed that Fanduel priced him up just based off the fact that Nurkic got hurt. I mean,
I'm loving Kanter in this one though.
You have to love Kanter. We like centers against the Bulls. This is good. Here's the thing, right? So here's the thing. If he was going to be 4.8 like he was, then I could absolutely justify playing him in 150 out of 150 lineups, right? But at 6.5, the value point is different. Can he get 50 in this game? Absolutely he can. But you have to take a total look at the rest of the slate. And, this is going to be the chalkiest spot in the world. It just is. It's going to be the chalkiest spot in the world. I'm actually more interested in Lillard in this spot because of what Lillard's done without CJ McCollum. Lillard is their primary scorer. I'll be really interested to see in this game how much pick and roll and kick they play, because that's the one thing that they are missing. I can see Seth Curry being a guy that there's a big beneficiary of the way they're going to play here, with Lillard and Cantor, because the one thing Portland misses without McCollum that he brings to the table is a guy who can knock down the 3-point shot when they do play the pick and roll and kick game. And I just don't, with Harkless, Aminu, Jake Layman, they're a little bit short. So there's a ton of usage to go around. And I just think Dame Lillard at 11,000, Cantor's not going to eat up all the usage that Nurkic got. He's just not. He's just not. I don't see it. So Cantor's a great play. I'm not trying to tell you he's not. He's a great play. Would I be more excited about it if he was, 4.9? Absolutely, I would. Is he fair price at 6.5? Yes, he is. Is it going to be very chalky? Absolutely. But I'm more excited about Lillard. I just think that this is a game that the Bulls could. I think the Bulls can be competitive in it, and if the Bulls are going to be competitive, you have to like Lillard. This is a spot where I could definitely see Lillard putting up 60 fantasy points, and I could definitely see Cantor's floor at probably 30.
Yeah, no, I think Lillard. I think Lillard's still a fair price because without McCollum, he's taking on all the workload. On the Bulls side of things, we look at the same guys, man. I like Robin Lopez in this spot. We always talk about it. Cantor's a really good offensive player, not the best defender. 5.2 is a very fair price tag for Lopez. We got to see what's going on with Marketing tomorrow. If Marketing is out, you can see a guy like Feliciano possibly jumping in the starting rotation. Is he who's the other backup? Yeah, I think he's the only other big guy they got.
The problem with Cantor defensively is he's a terrible pick and roll defender, and he gets put in the washing machine. I don't know if I don't know if the Bulls can do that in this spot. Everybody can play pick and roll basketball, but how well can you play pick and roll basketball with Shaq Harrison, Blankeny, and Robin Lopez, right? How well are they going to play pick and roll basketball there?
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, Robin Lopez, strictly GPP for sure. But the guys that I'm looking at, they got a lot of value that we can look at on this on the Bull side. You can look at Harrison, 4.8. I think he's still a fair price. The guy played very well today. Blakeney continues to be bare minimum price tag, getting a bunch of run. Feliciano, 3.6. And you can look at Archie Diacono. I think all four of those guys are in play. They're shorthanded. They're cheap. You can play one or two of them, and if one of them messes up, another one does good, one's going to be a job spot. I think there's a lot of value on the Bulls that you can play for sure. I think that's really where you're looking at those guys really on the Bulls. Moving on. Next game we're going to go with, it is going to be the Washington Wizards going into Phoenix to face the Suns. This game has a 231 over under, and Washington's favored by 1.5 in this one.
Yeah, man. So Washington on a back-to-back, tough loss for them tonight against the Lakers. I think this will be a fun game, but I got to be honest with you. I'm a little bit more interested in the Phoenix side than I am in the Washington side. Washington's just not playing great, man. They're just not, and you've got kind of a lot of moving parts. And you watch the game tonight, and Ariza leaves, and we know what that does. That puts Troy Brown Jr. right in play. Bobby Portis has not been as aggressive as we've seen him when he was in the East, but I think this is definitely a spot that you can look at Bobby Portis and Thomas Bryant. Prices for these guys obviously didn't change on a back-to-back. Bradley Beal at 10,000 in this spot. There was if you guys didn't watch the game tonight, there was a point in the game where Bradley Beal scored 14 consecutive points for them. He was the only guy that scored. And then when he came out of the game, like a minute 32 left in the third quarter, they didn't have anything. They just didn't have anything. So to me, the one guy to target here is Beal. Satoransky, another solid game tonight. I think he had 12 assists. So Satoransky at 6.9, Bradley Beal at 10,000. I think is very fair price for Beal. It's a guy that we said was 12,000 plus a while ago. But that's kind of it for me, man. Is I don't expect Ariza to play tomorrow. It's a back-to-back. He left this game early. He'd already been out. So Troy Brown Jr. will be in play. We know what the guy could do. We know he can definitely get you value at 3.5. So that's kind of where I'm at. I think Bradley Beal's the main target.
Yeah, on the Sun side of things, I mean, I think there's a couple guys we could look at. DeAndre Ayton, I think this is a great spot for him, 8.3. The guy's been very consistent, playing very well in the season. He's getting his minutes. I think it's going to be a pretty competitive game. It's going to be a very high scoring game, up and down. Ayton's definitely in play. The other guy I'm really, really liking, Mikal Bridges, the guy's going to start. He's going to play 37 minutes, 5,500. Still a very fair price tag for him. I think he's a very good player. I like him a lot. Devin Booker. I think this is the highest price I have personally ever seen Devin Booker. Have you ever seen him higher than this?
He's been up here. There was a stretch I want to say 2 years ago where he went for 81 or 89 fantasy points against Boston in that monster game he had, and then he went to Washington and put up another monster, and his price was up there. Last year was a little bit different because the guy just had kind of a down year, but
yeah. Hey, it's high though, man. 10 point. Hey, it's kind of getting. Remember when Bradley Beal was getting up there. 10 points.
Not to cut you off here, bro, but this slate to me is pretty simple. I mean, Portland, Chicago game, Washington, Phoenix game, those are the fantasy production games. I think that the Lakers, Utah, Indiana, Oklahoma City, Golden State, Memphis are pretty boring spots. And there's so much value between Chicago and Memphis that you can literally stack those two teams up and then pay up for whoever you want.
There's going to be run and gun the whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Suns. So on the Suns side, you look at Ayton, you look at Mikal Bridges. I think he's a very good play. Devin Booker, 10.7. I definitely still think he is in play in this game going against Washington. Like I said, I think it's going to be a crazy high scoring game. 10.7. I mean, the guy, he gets unlimited shots. He can do whatever he wants. He plays garbage time, even in a blowout. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but just saying in general. I like him. Rashawn Holmes, he's the guy. Last game, he didn't get the minutes, but he's a guy, he usually plays close to 20 minutes and he gets you, 20, 25 fantasy points. Had a little bit of upside if he gets a little extra run. So I think he is a GPP play, cheap guy you could possibly throw in. Outside that, we got to wait on Josh Jackson if he's a game time decision. If he does play, I think that he will be in play. He's a guy that they do play him a lot of minutes when he does play at a 5.4 price tag. So got to wait on that. But yeah, man, that's about it for me with the Suns.
One guy that I'm going to mention that you didn't mention is Troy Daniels. This is a guy that we've seen in the past get a lot of run with them. Since Oubre's been out, he's averaged over 20 minutes. It's a guy who's 3.5. He's going to be a really good tournament play tomorrow, in my opinion. A 5-game slate where you have to try to find a way to differentiate yourself. Troy Daniels is a guy that you could definitely plug in your lineups to differentiate yourself that I don't think a lot of people will have.
Yeah, next game we're going with is going to be the Los Angeles Lakers going into Utah to face the Jazz. This game, we don't have an over-under yet, but Utah's favored by 12.5 in this one.
And I'm going to just say I don't think LeBron James rests tomorrow. I just don't. And the reason that I'm going to base that off of is what I said yesterday when I said he was a great play today, is that the spotlight's on the guy. And he confirmed that tonight post-game in an interview. He said he wanted to go see his brother Chris Bosh get his jersey retired. And he said the NBA's been on my ass about taking games off. So he just wasn't going to try it. So I'm pretty sure the NBA, this game's on ESPN. I'm pretty sure LeBron James admitting the NBA's on his ass, and he knows the spotlight's on him, and people are looking for him to kind of pack it in so that they can all say, this is never a position you've been in before. LeBron James is a quitter, blah, 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 blah. I just think he knows that, and he's admitted the NBA's on his ass about taking time off. I don't see him sitting out. It's on ESPN. So having said that, is he in play? Yes. Is JaVale McGee in play? Yes, he is. A guy who's playing at the level JaVale McGee's been playing at right now. A very good point that I like when they do these players only broadcasts because you get a different perspective. And all the guys on the broadcast tonight were just complimenting how much better of a basketball player JaVale McGee has gotten. The guy's definitely, and I don't know, bro, we're a little bit different because we're on the West Coast and we get a lot of Warriors. But have you noticed the dudes like gotten kind of shredded up too? Have you noticed that? Like he was kind of a chubby kid when he was with the Warriors. He's pretty shredded up now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I seen the Instagram picture of him, and he was all freaking swole. Boom, okay, bro.
I text one of my boys, and I was like, he must have some hot ass Hollywood chick that has him like playing on a different planet right now. because he's like working out and you know what I'm saying, bro. Hey,
Looking, he's looking like that Antetokounmpo transformation, bro. They working out together or something.
the best thing JaVale McGee ever did was cut his ducktail, bro. That's the best thing he ever did. It's the best thing he ever did, man.
But on the Jazz side of things, I mean, hey, we always like targeting Lakers fantasy wise. They're a very up-tempo team. Jazz, they do slow the game down for sure. But, hey, the Lakers are still going to try to get out and run. So, I mean, like I said, up-tempo game for them. Gobert, 10,000. I think he's in play. We like centers going against the Lakers. So he's in play 10,000, probably a little bit more of a GPP play at his price, but the guy's giving you a really solid floor, double pretty much every single night. Plays very good defense. Favors, man. Hey, I like Favors, and he's a guy that I've played in the past, and he just really hasn't been getting the run. And that's the thing about him. He's a GPP play because, the minutes are all over the place and he's all over the place. But the guy does have 40 fantasy point upside. The problem with him is a 7.4.
Whoa. I'm not trying to be argumentative tonight, bro. I was trying to get through this real quick and not be argumentative, but I don't know what you're talking about with Favors, bro.
You don't think he's a GPP play?
I'm not saying I'm not getting into the GPP conversation, but you're saying his minutes are all over the place. He's not getting the run. He has back-to-back 39-point games that are set, and he has in between those two games, he has a 19-point game that he left with a thigh injury.
Yeah, but 25, 27, 22, 24 out of
39. But what I'm saying is he's playing the same style game against Phoenix. What has he done?
Oh, yeah, no, I get you. That's what I'm saying. He is a GPP play. Otherwise, I would have just skipped over him. But the minutes are all over the place, and that's why, 7.4 price tag, you got 35 just for value. And the upside is he just had 39. So, he's not really giving me much value on a 7.4 price tag.
Bro, 26 minutes, 36 fantasy points first minute. Just look at his month. 36.2, 33.9. He had 13. He played 12 minutes against Washington because he left the game early. He got 25 minutes against New York, threw up a dud. Throw that one out. But then 38.5 against Atlanta, 39.1 against Phoenix. And if you go back to the Phoenix game before that, 39.9. The dude is solid right now. He's super solid.
Hey, let me know how much Favors you play tomorrow, bro. Hey,
I'll play more Favors tomorrow than Kuzma today.
Hey, 6.3, man. Last couple guys that I'm just quickly talk about. Ricky Rubio, up-tempo game. I think him and Rondo are going to be going back and forth. They play the same kind of style, so I think it's going to be a pretty fun little matchup right there. Joe Ingles, 6.6. He plays the minutes, and he's a guy that fills up the stat sheet. He's a GPP player that you could definitely look at. Gets a little bit of an uptick in the up-tempo game. Donovan Mitchell, 9,000. It's an up-tempo game. I think that he is in play. I don't know if I'm gonna play him for cash because he's all over the place as far as his production. If you look in the past, we'll say 5 games, he got you, 45, 40, but he also got you a bunch of 20, 29, 24s. And that'll kill you on a 9 price tag. So strictly GPP, but I do like this spot for him going against the Lakers. It's going to be a very, like I said, back and forth game. Coming off the bench, I think you could look at a guy like Jay Crowder. He's the one who definitely gets his minutes off the bench. But that's really where I'm at with the Jazz. It's more just the starting lineup. You can look at all of them, and then you can look at Crowder off the bench. All get upticks in the up-tempo game. Outside of that, like I said, we got a lot of stuff going on right now with the site. We got PGA up, MMA up, NHL daily, NBA up, NASCAR right now. Hey, we got a lot of stuff going on. So if you haven't came and checked out the site, you're missing out. MLB starts in a couple days. Hey, get that MLB pre-order special still. Use promo code MLB50. That's
so let me just go over a couple of things really quick. One, I just want to say one more thing about Favors, bro. You have to look at the power forward position tomorrow as the worst position on the slate as far as depth goes. You have Jeremy Grant at 5.7, and then you have Derek Favors, Kyle Kuzma, Bobby Portis, Lauri Markkanen, Sabonis, and Young. That's it. That's the only power forwards in the slate. The most expensive power forward in the slate is Derek Favors against the Lakers. I think he will garner ownership for that simple reason. about the site, I'm really excited to. We brought on a guy to do NASCAR and hit up NASCAR coverage for us. NASCAR is a really big sport. It's just breaking into the daily fantasy scene. It's been a very popular fantasy sport on NASCAR.com and other some other websites as well. But a guy that has been on the Sirius XM channel previously, he spent 5 years on NASCAR's channel. His name is Tyler Miller. He's heading up our NASCAR coverage. He's going to have a bunch of NASCAR content that's going to start rolling out tomorrow for this weekend's races. So make sure you guys check that out. We got a lot of really big things and some really big names that are coming to the content side of dfscheatsheet.com. Baseball stuff is coming too. We've got some guys that we're bringing in for baseball. We're going to kick off a whole bunch of stuff for opening day Wednesday night. So you guys have stuff for Thursday for that. You're going to want to get the package. If you do nothing, make sure you go sign up for a free membership, because on Thursday, all of our content is moving behind the member wall, and you won't be able to see it if you're not at least registered for a free membership. So make sure you do that. And then we will do some sort of a special tomorrow during one of our videos. I'm just going to tell you that. I don't know what we're going to do, but we'll do some sort of an MLB special tomorrow. You won't want to miss that. And then that's going to be it. Make sure you get your membership, because the discount ends on Thursday.
Yeah, man. Hey, that's all we got for you guys. Make sure to check out the site, dfscheatsheet.com. Hey, if we don't talk to you guys before then, good luck on your guys' contest tomorrow. Peace out.